looking for someone? I mean, can I help you?
Do you live here?
Oh, heck no. I live in my dad's boat over there. I'm just watching the shop for the boys. Well, you can give me the message. Is it business or pleasure?
Oh, welcome aboard.
Are you Mr. Gorman?
No, I'm Mike Gilbert. My assistant is below.
I'm Hilda Thayer. I'd like to discuss a business proposition with you.
Ha! Alone. I'll bet.
Little girls should be seen and not heard.
I'm 18.
You'll have to excuse her. She's a neighbor's child. Her father's a retired rancher. He used to grow fruits and nuts. Especially nuts. Be with you in a second.
You may be down there for hours.
Without a mask.
Now, how about that proposition?
Yeah, how about that?
Is there someplace we can talk privately?
Sure, I know just the spot. Wait for me on the dock while I throw something on, will you?
Okay.
You wait till Tom hears about this.
Joe. They owe me a fortune already.
Yeah, we'll do it for $1,000. It's a deal. 2 martinis, Joe.
Of course, Mr. Gilbert.
Let the $1,000 scare you, Miss Thayer. You see, I gotta keep these guys built up.
If necessary, I can make it more than 1,000. If you can help me.
Lady, that's the sweetest music I've ever heard.
It's a top tune to me, too. My name's Tom Gorman. I handle the business as senior partner.
Yeah, Tom is older than me.
Now, what can we do for you?
You know that boat that sank last month?
You mean the Katie, Nick Sardo's boat? The one that blew up off Mile End Reef?
Yes, my father was aboard.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We can't talk here. Why don't we go to a table?
Why not?
Thank you. It's a beautiful place. You come here often?
Oh, now and then. Just to take off the chill.
I don't want to break the mood, but could you tell us now exactly what this job involves, Miss...
Thayer. Hilda Thayer. Yes, I can tell you. I want you to find the wreck of the Sardos boat and recover those documents that my father had aboard.
You said these papers were secret. May I ask why?
Personal reasons, Mr. Gorman. I don't think they concern you. Do you want the job?
You bet.
We'll think it over.
But Tom, $1,000.
What's there to think over?
Yeah.
As though I love mysteries, but not underwater. I kind of like to know what I'm doing before I start wandering around the bottom of the Pacific doing it.
Mr. Gorman, my father was an oceanographer. He did undersea research. He's made a discovery of great scientific interest, and he alone deserves the credit for it. And I'm going to see that he alone gets the credit.
We're not looking for any credit, just cash.
Here's $1,000. Whether it takes you a day or a week, it's all yours. Will you do it?
All right.
Well, when do we start?
Tomorrow morning. We can leave at 6.
I'll be there. Goodbye, Mike.
Goodbye, Hilda.
Mr. Gorman.
Boy, with your barracuda charm, it's a wonder we get any business.
Listen, lover. If I wasn't around to keep you off the hook, you'd really get the business.
Hey, where's the fatal lady? She dump your boat?
We better stow this stuff so we'll be ready in the morning. Right?
She was such a real doll, too. Of course, she's not as young as I.
Marnie, why don't you come back some other time, like, say, 10 years?
I'm almost 19, and I don't see why I keep being treated like I'm a child. Hey! Hey! Catch! What's the matter with me?
You're a big girl now.
Oh. Tom, can I come tomorrow with you?
When we do what?
Oh, whatever she wanted you to do. Can I?
No, you cannot. Thanks.
I wish I could help. I wish you could.
There it is, Mile End Reef.
Something by now.
Well, I could use the waiting, Hilda.
We can do this every day for a month and find nothing.
Help me with this, will you?
Why don't you go down and take a nap for a couple of hours? That's when Tom comes up. We'll holler if we find anything. fishes.
Well, I guess we'll have to try again tomorrow.
That varnish job over there. It's been hanging around fishing all day.
Yeah, I noticed. So far, they haven't caught one fish.
What's cooking tonight?
Oh, I'm just going to go in town, pick up a new anchor. What?
Nothing?
Hilda, I better take your address just in case.
In case of what?
Well, I mean, it's usual in business for one to be able to contact one's employer, isn't it?
Of course. I'm staying at the Point Loma Shores. On Oak Street. But I'm all filled up.
Well, good for you. I'm looking for Miss Hilda Thayer's bungalow.
Hilda who? We don't have anybody by that name registered here.
Oh? Well, maybe she has another name. She's about so tall, blonde, nice figure. About your size, as a matter of fact.
What a coincidence. Oh, I'm sorry, but there's no one here like that. Except me.
We don't carry any spares, so shove off, Mac.
I'm talking to the lady, fella.
Yeah.
What lady? Any more of this lady's friends show up tonight, they'll get a fat lip. Yeah?
Oh, I'm looking for a cute blonde, you know, terrific shape, about so high and... Hey, you bum! Open that door! Open that door, you bum!
Mrs. Sartos?
Go away.
Mrs. Sartos, I'd like to ask you some questions about your husband's boat.
Please go.
I'm sorry to bust in this way, Mrs. Sartos. I'm Tom Gorman. A girl named Hilda Thayer hired us, and, well, she seems like a nice girl and all that, but, well, she gave us a phony address. Look, Mrs. Sartos, all I want to know is who is your husband mixed up with? And what am I getting mixed up with?
Why don't you ask me, Tom?
All right, Hilda. I will. What's tonight's story?
You're the trusting type, aren't you?
Don't give me that, Hilda. I went along with the corny bit about Daddy using a fishing boat for research. I accepted the phony address. Now let's play it my way.
All right. I did lie to you. I was afraid. Tom, my father was looking for the wreckage of the San Salvador.
You mean that old Spanish treasure ship?
Yes, the one that was sunk over 300 years ago carrying gold bullion.
That's just a story. A wild guess.
My father found it.
You mean he actually found it?
Just off the Coronados Islands, lying in deep water. On his last trip out, he said that he was going to map its position.
Then the maps must still be on the boat.
In the metal canister I told you about.
And you figured we'd cut ourselves in for a share if we knew the truth.
It wasn't that, Tom. There are a lot of men looking for the San Salvador. My father was being watched constantly. And I think that I'm being watched right now.
Hilda, why didn't you tell us this before?
I was afraid. I was afraid you wouldn't take the job. And when you did, I was afraid something might happen to you.
I'm sorry, Hilda.
I suppose you're not interested in the job anymore.
I'm plenty interested in everything. You get some sleep. We leave at 6 in the morning.
Good night, Tom. Be careful.
You know, it's a funny thing.
What is?
I called her a liar, and all this time it looks like she's been protecting us.
Yeah, well, I could have used a little protection earlier. Oh. Hey, 2 more, Joe.
Make it 3, Joe.
No.
No.
Why not? I mean, after all, I'm big enough to have...
But the law says you're not old enough to.
And what are you doing out of bed anyway?
Well, I just came to find out what time we'd be leaving in the morning.
Leaving in the morning?
Leaving in the morning?
6:30.
6:30? I'll be there. Good night, men.
6:30?
6.
Hey, Mike! Tom! Wait for me!
Tom, do you hear something?
Not a thing. Open her up, Mike. Hey, Mike. There's our shadow again.
It's still fishing. That's it. He's found it.
She's there. About 60, 65 feet. You better get on your mask and your line. What happened to the varnish job?
I don't know. I haven't seen it since we anchored. I think it pulled up the coast and around the point.
Funny. I had a feeling they were watching us.
Why are you both going under?
It'll go faster that way.
What's that for?
Protection against sharks below. It's a spear gun. And this will protect you against any sharks that may show up above.
That we did. Yeah, but it's pinned under a broken girder.
Can you get it out?
Sure. Hand me that acetylene torch. On the hatch. Thanks.
What are you going to do, cut a girder?
No. I'm going to cut the end off the canister.
using a torch to open up the canister below. Get down there fast.
Nice shooting, kid.
Land my queen, Coast Guard. This is Tom Gorman. Yeah, Gorman and Gilbert. Say, we've got some rocks for you guys. Not rocks like these, you haven't. So come and get us, boys.
Now, do you want to tell us that story again, Mata Hari? That heartbreaking story about your poor little daddy with his heart of gold and a can full of diamonds? Over $100,000 worth of diamonds, Joe. Ought to be quite a substantial reward. Huh, Tom?
Such a nice, quiet girl. How did you find out she was a phony?
We knew she was a smuggler all along.
Hardy har har.
We did. We just wanted to catch the whole bunch at once. And now to celebrate, Joe. A horn of your finest nectar, my good man.
Right.
Make it 2.
Joe, make it 3.
No.
Yes.
Child, you should be in bed.
Bed, bed, bed. That's all I hear. When is a girl old enough so she doesn't have to always go to bed?